Storytellers of the World by Kendra Adams. Introduction. Why do we like to read or listen to stories? Are they fun to read? Do they teach us useful lessons? We enjoy stories for a lot of reasons. Some of our favorite stories come from today's talented authors. Others come from storytellers of long, long ago. Old stories are often passed down. They help us imagine a different time and place. Where did those stories come from? Who told them first? Who secured them for all readers? Let's find out. Aesop, the Brothers Grimm, and Virginia Hamilton were storytellers. They gave us many stories that we enjoy today. Aesop. Do you know the story of the tortoise and the hare? They planned to have a race. The hare thought he would win, so he stopped for a nap on the way. The tortoise kept going, and he won. The story is a fable or a short story with a lesson. Many fables came from a man named Aesop. Aesop lived in Greece many years ago. He told fables to people he met as he traveled around Greece. Greece is the time of Aesop. In Aesop's times, Greece covered a lot of different lands. Aesop's fables are famous. The lessons they teach are ones that we know well, but we don't know much about Aesop himself. We do know that he was born an enslaved person in Greece. He was set free later in life. He told his stories as he traveled the country. Aesop's fables have been gathered into books. There are many collections of fables to enjoy. Each fable has a lesson or moral. The morals teach us about life. They may teach us about the weak and the strong. Aesop's fables are like old friends. We read them over and over. We never get tired of them. Morals from Aesop's fables. Here are some morals from Aesop's fables. Do not count your chickens before they are hatched. Don't cry over spilt milk. The milkmaid and her pail. Beware the wolf in the sheep's clothing. The wolf in sheep's clothing. Chapter 2. The Brothers Grimm. Which fairy tale do you like best? Do you like Snow White? How about Tom Thumb? Remember Cinderella? There are so many to choose from. It's hard to pick one single tale as the one you like best. Where did these wonderful stories come from? Some of these best tales come from two brothers. They are called the Brothers Grimm. The brothers lived in this house when they are young. The house is now a museum. The Brothers Grimm loved to listen to stories, and they traveled far and wide to hear tales about lions that roar and mice that gnaw. Many people were happy to share these stories. The brothers wanted to save the tales they heard, so they wrote them down. The brothers printed the tales in a decorated book. At first, they just wanted to share the tales to save them, but they achieved more than this. Soon the tales found acceptance by readers, who enjoyed listening to and reading them. They became known as Grimm's fairy tales. Fairy tales, storytellers from Germany, Denmark, and France also told fairy tales. Grimm's fairy tales are filled with excitement and familiar symbols. They also teach lessons. They show us that hard work pays off and that mean people get punished. They teach us, the clever ones, win. Thanks to the Brothers Grimm, readers can still enjoy these old lessons. These statues stand in a town in Germany. The animals are from Grimm's fairy tale, the Bremen town musicians. In the tale, the animals learn to work together. Chapter 3. Virginia Hamilton. Have you ever heard of Brer Rabbit? He's a clever rabbit in African American folk tales. He's smart and he's quick. He's just like the storytellers themselves have to be. The people told other tales too. Some of them were about nature. Others were about freedom from slavery. A writer named Virginia Hamilton loved these tales. Brer Rabbit. Brer Rabbit is tricky. In one story, he fools a fox. He begs the fox not to throw him into some thorn bushes. The fox doesn't know that Brer Rabbit grew up in the darkened thorn bushes, so he throws Brer Rabbit in. That's just what the clever rabbit wants. And he hops away. As a girl, Hamilton heard lots of stories. When she grew up, she wanted to save these stories and share them with others. Hamilton wrote down the tales she knew. She did not change the stories. She told them in proper way. She wanted to make sure her tales were true to the old tales. The Underground Railroad. Virginia Hamilton wrote a book called The House of Dyes Dreer. It is set in a house that was on the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad helped people escape to freedom in the North. It was made up of people and places. Say places along the way were called stations. People who held along the way were called conductors. These are paths slaves took when they escaped. People could fly. The title for the people who could fly comes from the last tale in the book. In the tale, some people escaped slavery by flying away. Hamilton put the tales in a book called The People Could Fly. The book is written for old and young readers. It tells about hopes and dreams. It helps us honor the lives of the people who told the stories. Virginia Hamilton knew that telling folk tales keeps us the past alive. That is what made her keep on listening and writing. Here's a conclusion. Fables, fairy tales, and folk tales are fun to read and listen to. They are fun to share, and they remind us of our past. A good story also tells some truth about the world we live in. The stories of Aesop, the Brothers Grimm, and Virginia Hamilton all do this. Our lives are better because of them. You can enjoy the old stories in many ways. You can read them in books. You can listen to a storyteller tell them. The end.